Hi, E.T. here with another episode of Entertainment and Politics. This time about Joseph Welch. He was famous for both bringing down Senator Joe McCarthy during the infamous 1950s Army McCarthy hearings, and also TV and film appearances as both an actor and a presenter. This is Joseph McCarthy, Wisconsin's Republican junior senator and chairman of a subcommittee on government operations. He was famous or infamous for exposing the Democrats for what he said lacked security in the Truman State Department, and also, and these are his words, 20 years of treason. McCarthy played a crucial role in the 1952 Republican takeover of both the White House and the Congress. That was the first time since 1932. This is Roy Cohn, chief counsel for McCarthy's committee, the super attorney, a graduate of Columbia Law, before he was old enough to even take the bar exam. And this is G. David Schein, Cohn's pal and assistant, whose relationship to Cohn will be the focus of the Army McCarthy hearings. The Army McCarthy hearings ran between April 22 and June 17, 1954, on television, still a relatively new medium at the time, and on radio, broadcast to an audience of over 20 million. The hearings pitted McCarthy's committee against the U.S. Army. McCarthy charged that the Army promoted and then honorably released a dentist, a Major Irving Perez, despite evidence that he was a security risk, and despite Senator McCarthy's repeated request that Perez not be released. This all suggested to McCarthy that the Army, and by extension the Republican President Dwight Eisenhower, were soft on dealing with the communist threat. McCarthy even referred to 21 years of treason. McCarthy charged that the Army held hostage one G. David Schein, Cohn's friend, and an unpaid consultant to the McCarthy Committee, whom the Army drafted in order to force McCarthy and Cohn to back off on their investigation of the Army. The Army charged that McCarthy and Cohn threatened to wreck the Army because Cohn's special friend, Schein, was drafted in the first place and then later denied a commission, despite the fact that all single young men of the day were subject to the draft, and nothing qualified Schein for a direct commission. Of the hundreds who participated in the hearings, only 3 received marquee billing: McCarthy, of course, Cohn, and Joseph Welch. But only one starred in the show, and that was Joseph Welch, senior partner since the 1920s at the prestigious Boston law firm Hale & Dorr. The man who slayed Joe McCarthy, thus removing what was now a serious liability to the Republican cause. Welch's strategy was predicated on the likelihood that both Cohn, ruthless and self-absorbed, and McCarthy would self-destruct under pressure. Joseph Welch, acting, and I mean that in both a figurative and literal sense, baited and mocked Cohn, McCarthy, and other subcommittee staff members with oftentimes less than subtle hints that Cohn, committee staff members, perhaps McCarthy himself, were engaged in homosexual acts. Here's an example.
Question: did you think this came from a pixie?
The counsel, for my benefit, I think he might be an expert on that.
Yeah.
A pixie.
Yeah. I should say, Mr. Senator, that a pixie is a close relative of a fairy.
After weeks of such baiting, McCarthy, perhaps inebriated during afternoon sessions, broke one day from a prearranged game plan, thus setting up Welch's kill. Here's how it went down. McCarthy accused Welch of attempting to place one Fred Fisher, a Hale & Dorr associate, on the committee where he would see classified documents, despite the fact that Fisher had been identified as a member of a Communist Front organization. Welch, excoriated McCarthy in words that to this day define Senator McCarthy's career. Here they are.
Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
This was, according to Cohn and others who studied the events, all pre-scripted and performed by the Olivier of the legal profession, Joseph Welch, who not long after the hearings retired from law and entered showbiz, first as a host and writer for Omnibus, later a host of Star Time, and after that the Dow Hour of Great Mysteries. But he's most famous as Judge Weaver in the film Anatomy of a Murder, where he starred with Jimmy Stewart, Lee Remick, Ben Gazzara, Eve Arden, George C. Scott. Welch's celebrity career, however, was cut short by his death in 1960 of heart complications. He was only 69. What happened to the rest? McCarthy never again obtained his pre-Eisenhower influence. Following a Senate censure, he descended into alcohol. He died at age 48 in early May 1957, ostensibly of liver failure, maybe something more sinister. Roy Cohn enjoyed a famous career representing, among others, the owners of Studio 51, various underworld figures, and somebody else you may know. Cohn died in 1982 of AIDS-related illnesses. He was 59. G. David Schine went on to success in the family hotel business, later the music business, and in films. He executive produced The French Connection. Schine died in June of '96 with his wife, a former Miss Universe, and one of his children in a private plane crash. This is E.T. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to get more videos. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. Hit the dislike if you're a communist sympathizer. Just kidding. Thanks. Bye.